So today, what I really want to be able to talk with you about on our one-on-one is you're one of the ones that has so many life transitions going on at once with your family,
Right.
with the new business that you're venturing and how you're going to do, and you still have all of the transformation. So,
Oh yeah, what's going on?
yeah, and the time management is a huge piece, and planning and making sure that you don't feel overwhelmed. So how are you doing with the time management?
I have to say, like in the beginning of the show, you know, it's new, so it's always that new feeling of, you know, it's something new, it's exciting, opportunity, a lot's going on, and you jump right in. Definitely had a lot of momentum in the beginning. Now coming to a halfway point, it gets to a point like my sister, niece, and nephew moved in with us, as you know. So that's 3 more, and along with my 2, plus a husband to take care of. So completed the real estate course, now the airbrush tanning. I'm starting with a studio somewhere in Aventura. So it's like so much going on that I've noticed even the, what do you want to say, like the downward a little bit, like as far as the me time for the journaling.
Sure,
you know,
there's always a sacrifice in some area.
Right, but then, you know, a few days ago I'd broken down, called Rochelle, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to cry. Like I literally had a moment, you know, because it's like the 4 kids were bickering. I have them 7 days a week on my own. And I still try to keep that whole, you know, the mom thing, but we're going to the library, I'm going to the gym, and I'm like, you know what, we only have this amount of time left, like I need to focus, you know. That way after the journey ends, I can still go on and, you know, continue with my routine. But you're right, I mean, it's about making that me time, you know.
You know, and balance is one of the biggest things that you'll hear me talk about, whether it's in group or when it's individually. And it really is a practice that needs to be performed on a daily basis, so that you can get an idea of what works and what doesn't. And you know, for me, one of the biggest concerns I have for you is making sure that you break things down piece by piece so that you don't get that overwhelming feeling, because that will set you back. Whether it's with weight, whether it's in your mind, whether it's your food choices, it's something that's going to impact you if you feel like you're burning out again. And we all in life, right? Like we all have these like momentums where we're going well, something happens, and then all of a sudden, like, we start pedaling back. So in order to make that change, and especially when cameras are all gone, are you beginning to at least take in and notice things that you can put in place so that you don't go too far back in a hole? And and what is it that you're finding?
Absolutely. Like I definitely am becoming more mindful. It sounds silly, but I have a schedule book where I literally have scheduled time. For instance, doing my real estate online exam. 9 to 12, I allotted that time. The kids are in school,
Boundaries.
I'm gonna do it,
That's perfect.
And I completed it. So it's same thing with everything else. You know, you just really have to find that time, the prepping, the food. There's a lot involved people don't realize, but it's attainable.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and that's the thing too, when you really want it, you're gonna do it. And then I think back of using that excuse years ago of, oh, I don't have time. I'm like, I'm doing way more now than I did back then, and I have the time now, so that was just obviously an excuse, you know?
Are you documenting any of the successes or any of the findings that you...
Absolutely, like the achievements. I find with you having us do the timeline was very helpful. The journaling daily is almost it is my release, not almost, it is my release to, like, at the end of the day, sit down, meditate, pray, do that, you know. And I find, like I said, when I had the little downward thing of depression, you know, it was like, you know, I wasn't journaling that week, so it makes a difference, you know, and those affirmations every day of just assuring, like, you're worth it, you can do it, don't give up.
Self-talk,
Take a breather, you know. And then Rochelle obviously has learned a lot from you too, so she's always like, you gotta reframe, go upstairs, let the kids bicker, you know, get away from it all and just let them carry on. They'll figure it out, and it's true, you know.
Yeah, well, what I want to point out though is even in your description of it being a little bit of a downward spiral for that moment, the fact that you reached out to a support person, that's incredible. That is a strategy. And that to me makes me feel at least confident for you that you do not, you know, you don't just quit and stop and stay stuck, that you're actually moving forward and utilizing support systems that are in place.
Absolutely. And then obviously, like, your daily affirmation, like, that helps, because it really, it's a moment to think and really look at, okay, what have we accomplished, you know? And I have to say, even so, you know, with being halfway done, I'm like, I'm not as close to the goal as I thought I would be weight-wise, but I am seeing a difference. I know the inside, like the mental part, has become very strong and positive. Where even some of the people in my life that are negative, I'm like just automatically, yep, change the subject. Let's talk about something positive, and it's starting to rub off on everyone else too.
Good.
You know?
So you're seeing the
And
effect.
with the kids, and the kids are so motivated, excited, they're exercising, they're eating healthy, they're enjoying it. Like it's an awesome change for everybody.
That's
so.
wonderful. And so what I hope you take from this also, just even in the story that you shared right now, is that
Right.
even when there is a little bit of a setback, that it's
Right.
not a gigantic setback for you.
Yes.
So in your mind over matter, okay, so I'm having a little bit more trouble, so I need to put this in place right now so that I
Right.
can kind of get my momentum again.
Absolutely, and that's one thing. Even doing the video diaries, I always tell the viewers and supporters, I'm always like checking in on your journey. Don't give up, because that's really ultimately the big thing.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a cheat meal or like you said, you didn't get to the workout that day, it's about just keep going. Like don't give up. And in the past I would go, try different things, and then I'd get to a point where I was like, you know what, just forget it, and then you dwindle down, and then you really get in a state of type of depression, and
Yeah.
then now I'm at that point where I'm like, oh, screw it, that was one bad thing, tomorrow's a new day, like keep moving.
There
keep
you
it
go.
going.
Shifting
So-
your thinking.
Right, so it's awesome. Yeah.
Well, sounds good. I really look forward into watching you continue to transform
Thank
and using
you.
all of the strategies in
Well,
place.
you've been an awesome tool to use
Thank
too,
you.
so I appreciate it.
Here for you, always.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.